According to the Iowa Department of Natural Resources, 30% of the 880 municipal water supplies in the state of Iowa are highly susceptible to contamination from nitrates. While there are many contributors, agriculture is often viewed as the primary source.
We've seen some places in the country where the federal government has stepped in and try and regulate pieces around water quality with not a lot of success, and certainly not near the size of an area we're talking about in the Mississippi River Basin or Iowa itself.
In October of 2013, lawmakers in Iowa allocated an additional $22.4 million, doubling support to conservation and water quality improvements. $2.8 million was earmarked for a cost-sharing program designed to help farmers implement nutrient reduction strategies that include planting cover crops.
We can do better, and if we focus on this, I think we'll get more tools and we'll figure out better ways of doing it. If that holds off the federal government from addressing this, I think this is a better, more effective way to make that happen, rather than have somebody thousands of miles in an office someplace draw a circle on a map and say, everybody does this in a certain area. We need that flexibility. We need, I think, the ingenuity of producers.
The Iowa Nutrient Reduction Strategy, the culmination of 2 years of work by the Iowa Department of Agriculture, the Iowa Department of Natural Resources, and Iowa State University, found that cover crops were the best single practice farmers could implement to reduce pollution from nitrates. In Griswold, Iowa, it is hoped cover crops planted in the well's capture zone will be the solution to reducing high nitrate levels in the city's water supply.
We have family and friends that live in town, so we need to do what we can to protect the groundwater there also. And our wells come out of that too, so we need to protect what we drink also.
Brent Bierbaum farms 2,500 acres of corn and soybeans near Griswold, Iowa. He planted ryegrass as a cover crop after the harvest, but his neighbor Kenny Cousins applied seed to standing corn.
We flew rye on September 3rd, and we got some nice rains after that, and we've got some good germination on the seed, and I think it's probably 4 or 5 inches tall out there now.
While there are risks and costs involved with aerial seeding, there are benefits. Aerial seeding makes it possible to plant large areas quickly. It also extends the growing season because it allows the cover crop to be planted prior to harvesting the cash crop.
If we get some fall rains, the stuff takes right off. The rye is an amazing little kernel that it'll turn itself around and put a root down just so easily. And holding them nutrients available so they don't get away from the farmer should be a real plus for everybody involved.
While Bierbaum and Cousins planted rye as a cover crop in Griswold, just down the road, Max Potter planted a combination of oats and turnips.
The cover crop we got here is oats and turnips. We put it in where we chop. This is really, I guess, the first year we've done that. And with all the interest in cover crops right now, we thought we would try it.
Oats as a cover crop deters weed growth, while turnips, described by some as cow candy, prevents soil compaction.
When we get the rest of the corn harvested, as you can see behind me, we only chopped about half of this little field. And when we get the rest of the crop out, then we'll pasture the cows in here too. So it serves as a dual purpose. It provides us with cow feed as well as, helping with erosion. And so the better we can take care of stuff and hold it here and hopefully not get it into the water system, the better off everybody is. So it's not just for us, but it's, the community and, the country, I guess you'd say.
Cover crops aren't the only cost-effective solution municipalities are employing to keep agricultural runoff from entering water supplies. In Elliott, Iowa, with a population of only 350 people, a $300,000 to $1 million nitrate removal facility was out of the question. The solution decided upon did not involve planting cover crops, but instead to take cropland out of production.
And, we talked to the committee, we voted on it, and this is what we decided. Try to do it naturally and have a wetland, and this will be more permanent, on the outcome.
The city purchased 18 acres of marginal farmland and, along with 4 acres donated by the school district, was able to construct a 22-acre wetland. While the primary goal of the wetland will be to filter nitrates out of the town's water supply, it will also be a gathering place for the community. Walking trails have been constructed, and the wetland will be used by the school it borders as an outdoor classroom for environmental education.
It is almost 100% funded by grants, so I mean it's a very economical way to go, and hopefully by next spring everything will be done.
While it is too early to assess a change in nitrate levels in Elliott, in Remsen, water monitoring tests have shown great results after the town of 1600 converted nearly 100 acres of cropland to native grasses. Becky Ortman is the Source Water Protection Coordinator for Iowa's Department of Natural Resources.
We know that if you plant native grasses in an area that's highly susceptible to anything on the surface as far as nitrate application or manure or anything like that, we know that native grasses work.
We can test them.
Prior to planting native grasses, the city's water at wellhead number 8 showed nitrate levels at nearly 3 times the 10 parts per million considered safe. 3 years after seeding a 100-acre prairie, test results indicate nitrate levels have been reduced by 40% at wellhead 8 and 30% overall.
So for the community of Elliott, a wetland, that worked for them. For Griswold, cover crops work for them. For Remsen, Iowa, putting in native grasses, converting cropland to native grasses work for them. So what we're trying to do is gather more of a suite of practices that will work in any community.
For Market to Market, I'm Paul Yeager.